Hi, this is Janet Carlson, and we have had the pleasure of spending the day with Vidya, who has been an Eisenhower Fellow. And so I'm going to ask that you introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Hi Janet, it's been a pleasure being here with you today. I am Vidya, I work for the Government of India. I'm Joint Secretary Personnel handling policy formulation for the federal employees of the Government of India, where I look at career progression, training, performance management, among other things. I'm here, what brings me here is a part of the Eisenhower Fellowship. We are a cohort of 25 women from across the world, and I come from India. And the topic of my fellowship is broadly HR, which includes an important component of leadership and strategic thinking. And the CCL is definitely a go place for me if I need to know anything and everything about leadership. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to start with asking you 3 specific questions, and the first one is,
Sure.
what are your thoughts about the individual contribution towards change?
I think change is essentially has to begin with an individual. It never happens that you have an entire group who one day sits around the table and says we have to change things. It's always the individual who makes that little decision and that little contribution towards making this change. As we say, that the small pebbles which make the big mountain. So the contribution of an individual to change is the fact that he or she is able to assess the ecosystem and say this is not doing well or this can do better, and then think about what is that he or she can contribute to make that things better. So to me, individual is the most important part of change, whether it is initiating change, whether it is managing change, or whether it is sustaining change. So that is the centerpiece.
Thank you. So what is possible for each individual to bring about change?
I think the most important thing which an individual should contribute as a part of change, wherever he or she is working, is to ensure that that change is institutionalized. What happens a lot of times is there are phenomenal people working across sectors, across geographies, who do a lot of innovative work, but that remains episodic. So that particular intervention remains in that place and does not seed and does not get a part of the system. So when that person moves away, the change is also forgotten. So I think a most important contribution an individual should do is not just change things, but also ensure that it is a part of the ecosystem, it is seeded, grounded, for the next person to take the baton forward.
Thank you. And finally, what or how can women be full contributors in the government to lead change or be effective leaders?
I think women do play a very, very important role in what I call ensuring that there is balance and empathy in the way government thinks, or any sector or any organization thinks, in the broad sense. Specifically, when you say what is that the women can do for being effective leaders, I think the first thing is for us to have the confidence that we are as good as others. So it starts in there. The minute I start thinking that I'm not the same, so I have to prove 200% to prove myself, I think I've lost the game. I think the most important thing for all of us as women to remember is that we are also like men. We are as strong as men, as vulnerable as men, as challenging issues are for men as well as for women. Having said that, I think we also need to be sensitive about the issues which affect women working around us. Some of us are more privileged than others because we have the comfort of working in senior positions in government or corporations. That does not mean every other woman in this ecosystem has the same comfort. So to be able to understand and realize what other sisters and young girls in the society need and what kind of support they need to have is a very important contribution, I think, as women leaders we need to make. And which is why I always keep saying it is about ensuring equity. It is not about equality. So you need to have access. You need to create that access for girls and women to access what is out there. And once you are equipped with the skills, then we fight it out like men. We are no different. We are no less.
Thank you so much, Vidya. You've really contributed to our day today, and I hope you feel the same way. But more importantly, thank you for helping us learn, unlearn, and relearn.
Thank you so much. It's been a phenomenal experience for me interacting with your faculty here, with just being around the campus, and I think now why I now realize why you are in Greensboro. Clearly, the Sylvan surroundings promote a lot of creativity and innovation, and I think a huge learning for me, if you would ask me, what did I take away from here today is that I'm convinced that I don't need to reinvent the wheel. There's a lot of work going on there, and all I need is to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you.